Let me give a shout out to my friend Alyssa Deeds who posted this story 2 days after my birthday. And thank you guys, by the way, for the birthday wishes. I truly appreciate that. And I had a lot more people than I thought that actually emailed me this story, wanted to hear my opinion. And we are absolutely going to talk about this. So we're going to talk about these two individuals that you guys see on my screen and the little boy that you just saw as well. But let's go ahead and get into this. Let me give you guys a disclaimer if you've never been to my channel before. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. So I'm getting this particular story from not from Law Crime. Why do I always want to say that? From Alyssa Deeds. So shout out to Alyssa Deeds, my friend. You can check her out on elyssadeeds.com as well as Alyssa Deeds on Facebook. So we're getting this article from Facebook. So on July 30th of 2024, which is right before August, at 2:34 p.m. So make sure you guys take a look at these pictures. Police and firefighters were called to a mobile home community, as you guys can see on the screen. Get a lot of stories out of trailer park homes. Not against people who live in trailer parks. I'm just saying that we get a lot of stories out of the trailer parks. In the 2500 block of DeQuinn Road in Madison Heights, Michigan. So Michigan, y'all taking the L right here. A woman had called 911 to report that a young boy was not breathing. Upon arrival, officials say that they found the child unconscious and suffering from injuries all over his body. Okay, so not accidental. The boy was rushed by way of ambulance to Ascension Macomb Oakland Hospital and then transferred to Children's Hospital, where he ended up passing away from his injuries around midnight on July 31st, the day after the 30th. The victim was identified as 6-year-old Giovanni Chulo Jennings. It's either Kulo or Chulo. I think it's Chulo, Chulo. I want to put some respect on his name, so however you pronounce it, that's what his name is. But that's the little boy that you guys just saw on my screen. Let me back it up just for a second. 6 years old. And I'm thinking about this. What did this boy do to deserve a fate like this? My answer is always the same. He didn't do a damn thing to deserve this. And I'm going to talk about these damn fools that you guys see on my screen, which I just wish that something would just come across just whoosh, real fast at 100 miles an hour right across the side of their face, lose some teeth, maybe break a jaw. But I digress. I'm not advocating for violence. It's just a thought. The mother, who's 25 years old, her name is Elena Rose Jennings, this stupid person on my screen, and her boyfriend. Let's get mom's boyfriend. Can we get a hashtag mom's boyfriend while we talk about this first story? Let me get mom's boyfriend thugging and mean mugging back up on the screen. There we go. Y'all ladies like that, don't y'all? Y'all think that's sexy, don't you? Like these fools that got tattoos all over the place, gang tattoos and throwing up gang signs and wearing iced out jewelry and toting guns and selling drugs and acting a fool, dreadlocks, all of that good stuff, right? That's cute, huh? And murder your children and sexually abuse your children and then whoop your ass, right? Ain't that usually what we talk about? We end up talking about domestic violence. Hashtag when you date thugs, you date death, which is an AFC hashtag. Yes. You ever hear anybody say that? It comes from here. This is where it comes from. I'm the source of that. Now, mom's boyfriend is 32 years old. His name is Daniel John Giacchina. Giacchina. Both of them were taken into custody. Giacchina, the boyfriend, was charged with possession of firearms, I was right about the gun, by a prohibited person. Felony firearm violation which means he's probably a felon that shouldn't have had a gun. Shouldn't have had a gun. We'll get more mad at the gun than we do the thug with the gun, right? Ain't that the way it go in America? America. Bad guns. But the thugs are okay. Possession of ammunition by a felon and lying to a peace officer. Jennings was charged with lying to a peace officer. Madison Heights officials deemed the child's death suspicious and launched an investigation. And again, I told y'all, if it's mom and boyfriend or dad and girlfriend, I think they both need to be charged equally. When they spend equal time, they see equal things happening, and it ends up in the death of a child, I think they both need to be charged equally. We need stronger law provisions for that. Madison Heights officials deemed the child's death to be suspicious and launched an investigation. An autopsy by the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed that the little boy, smiling little boy right there, who wouldn't have done anything wrong to anybody, was murdered. And I want y'all to brace yourselves for this information. Where's my little disclaimer? Because this might turn y'all's stomach a little bit. See what that says? It says, warning, following content may contain, not saying that it does, but it may contain harmful or traumatizing information to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. So I don't want you guys crying about it. Cry for the little boy. Don't cry for the information. This boy died from blunt force trauma. He was beat to death. Blunt force trauma to his abdomen and a perforated bowel after a lengthy period of confinement and abuse. Let me say that again. A perforated bowel. Let me see if I can find a more technical definition of that. A gastrointestinal rupture is a hole in the wall of the gastrointestinal tract. Oh my God. The gastrointestinal tract is composed of hollow digestive organs leading from the mouth to the anus. So that means it sounds like he was probably stomped on, punched really hard, but just had some sharp, blunt force injuries. Jesus. Photos taken during the autopsy showed that Giovanni had bruising and lacerations on his entire body, including his scalp, temples, lips, inner mouth, cheeks, forehead, chin, shoulder, forearms, fingers, thumbs, back, his butt, inner thighs, knees, and shins. I always wonder, when I look at this picture of the mom, there's usually some family members that come out, will leave comments, they will email me, and they will talk about, I don't know what I'm talking about, I wasn't there, I didn't see what happened. And maybe I shouldn't be bashing their family member. I shouldn't be bashing the mother. They usually ain't got no problem with me bashing the boyfriend, but they usually don't like it when I bash the mother if the mother is a family member of theirs. Something that always comes to my mind when they do that is I'm always thinking, why is it that it's the first thing that they respond to me is they always talk about the adults, never the dead children. And there are sometimes they don't even bring the children up at all. Y'all don't think that's odd for a person's mentality to know that there is a underage child that can't speak for itself nor defend itself against the tyranny of its caretakers that is beat to death like you stuck him in a freaking blender or he was in a freaking car accident at 70 miles an hour. Tore this baby boy's body up. And that is not at the forefront of people's thoughts. I think that for those, and shout out to the AFC podcast people, shout out to y'all in the chat who leave comments and speak on this. Y'all do an amazing job. I am just saddened that this story hasn't spread. Why is this not viral? Why is this not a viral story? Why don't people care about this type of stuff enough? Let Nicki Minaj throw her pennies from performing on stage and hit somebody in the face, and all of a sudden that's national news. Guess what Nicki Minaj did at a concert, y'all? All the while, our young princesses and princes are being beat in silence, and their stories are never told. I'm going to tell you guys this. I hate when people come to my channel and just say, just tell the story. If you come to my channel to just hear the story, then you're in the wrong effing place. I'm not here to tell just the story. I have an opinion, I have solutions, and I have some words. We also advocate here. There are people who are currently being sentenced to prison time because of our channel. If that ain't what you're here for, then I'm not sure why you're here. Let's keep going before I get mad. Chulo, the little boy, had pervasive bruising to his abdomen, which was also bloated and distended. Oh my God. He had an apparent BB wound to his shin. I almost forgot about this. Well, I guess we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm not going to jump it. We'll get there. First responders and emergency room personnel noted extensive external injuries as well. He was shot with a BB gun. On August the 9th, a briefing was held to announce additional charges against Jennings and the boyfriend. Both are now facing charges of murder and first-degree child abuse in connection with Giovanni's death. Those charges are punishable by life in prison. That is what we are hoping to get for both of them. These charges were authorized after an intensive review of the evidence, which included cell phones, pictures, and items collected during search warrants. So they spent over 100 hours reviewing extremely disturbing videos and photos. My God, that probably means they probably recorded this. They probably thought this shit was funny. Y'all hear me? If y'all are not able to type in the chat, you just got to be subscribed to the channel for 10 minutes and then you can type. They probably recorded this, as well as text messages and Facebook chats describing horrific things that happened to this boy. Giacchina, the boyfriend, also had a pre-existing warrant for weapons-related offenses out of Madison Heights. Jennings and the boyfriend are still facing charges for lying to police, and the boyfriend is facing the above weapons charges. So I think they absolutely should be charged for lying as well. Prosecutors say that the little boy Giovanni Chulo, who McDonald referred to using his name Chulo, was confined to a pen in the bedroom that belonged to the boyfriend and the mom. He was beaten in the presence of his two younger siblings. Can we get a hashtag babies for benefits, please? Somebody, anybody. Thank you for what we do. We need awareness. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. We do. Madison Heights is in Michigan. Yep, Michigan. This happened often in front of his own siblings. Giovanni, the little boy, was living at the home with his two younger siblings, Jennings and Giacchina, and Giacchina's grandmother. Oh, y'all not going to like this. Can I ask y'all a question? Can I just be honest with y'all for a second? For those who don't mind me being honest, I'm going to just tell y'all. I don't give a flying F who disagrees with this. I don't care if the grandma is senile or whatever. The fact that she was there and probably knew what was going on saw something, didn't say anything, maybe even participated. I think they should have investigated her, and I think they should have arrested her old, decrepit ass. Does anybody disagree with that? Am I being too mean? Am I being too harsh? Because grandma's an adult. She should know right from wrong at whatever age she is. Unless she's 113 years old. See, here's the thing. With them being, let me go back to their ages, 25 and 32, that means grandma was probably about 40 or 50. Y'all didn't think about that, did you? I could be wrong. I'm just guessing. She's not a suspect, but I'm just throwing it out there just as my thought. Grandma probably ain't that damn old. Grandma probably is able-bodied and able to be to hold down a job, probably just too lazy to do it. We're not talking about a grandmother. If the granddaughter is 25, how old would she be? She could be older, but I'm just saying the likelihood is that she's probably maybe my age, 40, 50, 60. I don't think she's 80 or 90. We'll come back to that. But grandma was there. When Jennings went to work, which is the mother, the little boy was often left with the boyfriend who also watched the two younger siblings and an unrelated 5-year-old. A lot of kids. Boyfriend is not a babysitter. Hashtag where's the biological father? You won't let the biological father be a father and give up custody, let him watch the kid while you go off into the sunset with your boyfriend, but you keep him because you want to keep the benefits that you get from that little boy and end up leaving him at the disposal of your boyfriend who don't give a damn about this little boy because he probably looked just like his dad, his biological dad, which is the man that you last slept with to make this child, theoretically. The little boy Chulo was beaten by mom's boyfriend on multiple occasions. While that abuse sometimes happened while Jennings was at work, the mother was at work, the mother was aware of it and approved of the physical assaults and at times even encouraged the boyfriend to abuse her own son. The abuse included physical violence, and thank y'all for hitting that thumbs up. I appreciate y'all supporting. Please hit that thumbs up if y'all are listening. The abuse included physical violence and assault, including what kind of discipline is this? This little boy was shot with a BB gun. Does that sound like, what do we call it? Does that sound like discipline? Or does that sound like torture? People try to make excuses all the time about spanking kids with belts, hitting kids, smacking them up. I was trying to get him right and make him go in the way that he should go and raise him to be a certain way so people agree with a lot of the physical violence that happens to kids. And I think that all physical violence towards children, regardless of whether you're trying to call it discipline, is bad. If you hit, spank, put any type of hand, feet, or object on children to correct their action is bad. Okay? I'm going to stand on that, and I'm going to always stand on that. I think you're a weak-minded person if you spank children because you parent from the mind, not from physical actions. Message. Let's keep going. For punishment, the little boy Chulo was confined to a pen in the corner of the boyfriend and Jennings' bedroom where he was left to try and sleep on a wooden slat measuring 11 inches by 36 inches. A black curtain was put in place so Chulo could not see out, and barricades were used to keep him in place. The boyfriend, Giacchina, brought home a security system and mounted a camera to a monitor, what the pair referred to as the corner, which was where the pen which is where the pen where they kept the boy, according to prosecutors. And I'm not sure if they're going to get to this, but I'm going to tell y'all here in just a second. Both mom and boyfriend will watch the video clips of Chulo misbehaving, which would include Chulo trying to urinate, drink, or leave the corner. She said that on July 26th, the boyfriend stapled the 6-year-old little boy Chulo, stapled the boy to a wall by his clothing to keep him confined in the corner and position his head to face the wall. These damn idiots stapled a child to a wall. If you are that damn stupid, you need a life sentence if you think that that's okay to do. Since both of them thought that was okay to do, I think they both need a life sentence. I'm trying my best. I know some of y'all don't like my language sometimes, so I'm trying to mind my mouth. Stapled this boy to a wall. He texted the mom that he has solved the problem of keeping Chulo's face towards the wall, sending her a picture of Chulo stapled in the corner of the pen, stapled to the wall. The photo shows the shoulders of Chulo's shirt stapled to the edges of the corner in such a manner that Chulo's body, along with his head and face, were wedged into the corner of the wall. Both Jennings and Giacchino laughed about the photo and the boyfriend's use of the staple gun to solve the problem, according to the text. Chulo, the little boy, was being punished in this manner for looking out of the window in the pen area. Y'all hear me? This is exactly why so many people emailed me this story. I think probably about 10 people emailed me this. They laughed about it. When officers searched the home, they said that they found marks in the wall that matched the staple gun. They also found holes in the wall. They also found holes in the wall. It said ball, but holes in the wall that contain BBs from the BB gun. A staple gun, a BB gun, and a CO2 cartridge, which is what they use. That's the little air cartridge, the compressed air that it uses to shoot the BBs out, were among the items seized from the home. Police said that they also found a 9mm semi-automatic ghost gun with over 100 rounds of 9mm ammunition inside the home. What the hell is a ghost gun? Let me see if I can look that up. Oh, ghost guns are unserialized and therefore untraceable firearms that are put together by components purchased either as a kit or in separate pieces. I never heard of it referred to as that. A photo on the phone showed the boyfriend with his two young children who were handling the ghost gun and the BB gun. When you date thugs, you date death. Remember I said that. A photo on Jennings' cell phone from July 26 showed the two children who were both pointing a gun at the third child. The third child has his hands up, and the laser from the ghost gun was illuminating his hand. The boyfriend's 4-year-old brother was interviewed at Care House, a child advocacy center in Oakland County. He told interviewers that Danny had shot him in the leg with a BB gun and showed them his injury. He also said Danny shot Giovanni in the butt with a BB gun. The 4-year-old explained that on the day of Chulo's death, Chulo died all day and Danny was there. Wow. That's the words of a child, a little child. Said he died all day. And mom's boyfriend was there. Jennings said during her interview with authorities that about 3 days before Giovanni's death, the boyfriend had punched the boy in the abdomen several times. She told police that the punches caused Giovanni to vomit. Giovanni's condition worsened up until July 30th when Jennings said that she found him unconscious in the presence of the boyfriend. The mom admitted that she knew Chulo desperately needed medical attention, but she did not take him to the hospital because she knew that medical examination would reveal abuse that he was suffering. That's why I think that they both should get murder charges. That's premeditated. You had time to think about it. You've been doing this. You knew it could lead to murder, and it did eventually cause the boy's death. Now, I know you probably can't properly get a murder charge for it, but I wish you could. Mom and the boyfriend were both present and living in the home throughout the period of abuse. Giovanni's stepfather, Esteban Cabrera, recalls seeing his stepson badly beaten body at the hospital and said that he was unrecognizable. The last time he saw Giovanni was in March when Jennings moved his two stepchildren and their daughter out of their Southwest Detroit home. Think I can skip some of this? Cabrera's daughter, whom he shares with Jennings, is back in his care now. The original charges for lying to police stem from a plot to blame Giovanni's condition on the child's biological father. Isn't that something? Could have caused that man to lose his job and everything, potentially have to pay for lawyers, because y'all are over here choosing to do this. That's sad. The allegations are that Jennings falsely told police that she left Chulo with his biological father. Then when she went to work for that morning, and Chulo was uninjured prior to being with his father. Investigators arrested Chulo's father based on that information. Damn. They arrested him based on that information, but when Donald said they quickly learned that he hadn't been anywhere near Giovanni that day. Officials said that they realized that Jennings had provided false information. There is no evidence that Giovanni's father took part in the crimes. So yes, I think that they need about 5 extra years on top of that. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that. So they lied on the biological father. Yeah, and they arrested him. Could you imagine if they arrested this man at work? Probably. Sad. Further investigation revealed that the boyfriend and the mom conspired to falsely tell police that it was Chulo's biological father who was last with Chulo. Madison Heights Police Chief Brent Lemeries confirmed that the 3 people were arrested in this case, but the biological father was released. Jennings and Giacchino, the boyfriend, were arraigned Friday morning at 43rd District Court in Ferndale. They were denied bond and remained at the Oakland County Jail. A probable cause conference is scheduled for 11 a.m., which was about a week ago at the 43rd District. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If y'all would, do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up. We want to try to have 1 thumb up for everybody watching. That is the easiest way to help us. It's just to simply click the thumbs up on the video that you're watching. So here we go, a couple news videos.
The mother of a 6-year-old boy and her boyfriend are facing first-degree murder and first-degree child abuse charges in connection to the boy's death. Now, we want to warn you, some of these details in the case are pretty disturbing. Elena Jennings and Daniel Giacchino are arrested last week for lying to police. Giacchino also faced gun charges related to being a convicted felon. Now, they're accused of severely abusing and regularly beating 6-year-old Giovanna Chulo Jennings. The boy died in the hospital last Wednesday from his injuries. In a press conference today, Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald says after sifting through the evidence, they can only describe what they found as, quote, horrific.
Chulo was confined to a pen in the defendant's bedroom. He was beaten. He was bound to the wall by using a staple gun to his close to the wall, which forced his face into a corner. He was badly injured, but he was not taken for medical treatment because his mother knew that a medical examination would reveal the abuse.
Both defendants were arraigned this morning and now are being held without bond. They face life in prison if convicted and are due back in court on August 21st.
But we begin tonight with what is being called one of the worst cases of child abuse and murder that prosecutors say they have ever seen. Thank you so much for joining us for 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Simon Shayket. A 6-year-old boy's horrific death in Madison Heights now leading to charges. The community tonight left with many questions.
It happened on July 30th. The child's mother, Elena Jennings, and her boyfriend, Daniel Giacchina, are now facing murder and first-degree child abuse charges. We do have to warn you tonight, the details in this story may be quite disturbing to some viewers.
Today, I talked to the Oakland County prosecutor about allegations, a neighbor about how this has impacted the community, and the grandmother of the boyfriend about disturbing allegations surrounding the death of Giovanni Jennings, who was affectionately known to many as Chulo.
He was being punished in the bedroom.
How was he being punished?
I was told that he was put in the corner.
Why was this child being punished?
He was being real bad. I understand that he was being real bad to his brother.
Ann Nix lives here in the Ackles mobile home community off DeQuinder, the same place prosecutors say 6-year-old Giovanni Jennings suffered blunt force trauma to the abdomen and a perforated bowel after a lengthy period of confinement and child abuse.
When I was home the one day, I heard her reprimanding him, slapping him, with the belt.
Nix is adamant she was unaware. Prosecutor Karen McDonald charged her grandson, 32-year-old Daniel Giacchina, and the child's mother, 25-year-old Elena Jennings, with murder and first-degree child abuse until I told her. Did you see anything that made you think he was in danger?
No.
Photos taken during an autopsy in Wayne County revealed that Chulo had bruising and laceration on his entire body.
Police say a 911 call July 30th made by his mother led to him being found not breathing. He was pronounced dead a day later at the hospital.
Both Giacchina and Jennings would watch video clips of Chulo, quote, misbehaving, which would include Chulo trying to urinate, drink, or leave the corner.
Prosecutors say after initial charges of lying to police were filed, they discovered video evidence to show the boy was shot with a BB gun, confined to a bedroom wall using a staple gun, and that he began vomiting due to injuries.
Both Jennings and Giacchina laughed about the photo and Giacchina's use of the staple gun to solve, quote, the problem. The abuse involved physical violence and assault, including shooting at Chulo with a BB gun. For punishment, Chulo was confined to a pen in a corner of Giacchina's and Jennings' bedroom.
Prosecutors add the mother lied, telling police the boy was with his biological father, who was in no way involved in this. Jolene Zidlowski lives next door and tells me she's simply in disbelief.
To know that he was confined allegedly to a bedroom,
Yep.
unable to leave.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. And to know that there was torture, that boy was tortured, that's unfathomable. How can a mother do that to their kid?
I discussed with him that being put in a corner for any great length of time was too much, was enough. It wasn't, and that he needed mental help.
Right now, those charged remain in jail without bond and will be in court for an upcoming hearing August 21st to bring you those latest developments. Carolyn?
So they did the court date already, so they got more time coming because we're still more than likely going to have to go through a trial.
And now to an horrific case of child abuse behind the death of an Oakland County 6-year-old. Tonight, the prosecutor is revealing the trauma Giovanni Jennings endured and the lies she says a couple of adults used to try covering it up.
The boy's mother, Elena Jennings, and her boyfriend are each charged with murder and child abuse for what the prosecutor says happened inside a home in Madison Heights. Will Jones is live with what was revealed today. Will.
Kimberly and Demond, what Giovanni Jennings allegedly endured is simply heartbreaking. I can't tell you how difficult it was to hear them detail some of these incidents that happened to this boy. Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald called it one of the worst child abuse cases that she's ever seen. So here's what we know. Investigators say 6-year-old Giovanni Chulu Jennings died from blunt force trauma to his abdomen and a perforated bowel after a lengthy period of confinement and abuse at a home in Madison Heights. They say Giovanni was bound to the wall by using a staple gun to his clothes, forcing his face into a corner. Investigators also allege the abuse included being shot with a BB gun. They say the boy's 2 younger siblings witnessed the abuse. His mom, Elena Jennings, and her boyfriend, Daniel Giacchina, are now charged with murder and first-degree child abuse. That's in addition to charges of lying to peace officer, which was filed last week. Investigators say the couple tried to blame the abuse on the boy's biological father after mom called 911 July 30th saying her son was unconscious. Investigators say Giacchina was responsible for the abuse, but mom was aware of it and even at times encouraged it. The couple allegedly shared laughs over the boy living a nightmare.
Both Jennings and Giacchina laughed about the photo and Giacchina's use of the staple gun to solve, quote, the problem. According to the text, Chulo was being punished in this manner for looking out the window in the Penn area.
The couple was arraigned this morning and they were denied bond. Coming up at 6, we're going to talk to the boy's stepfather. He is devastated after hearing what happened today and some of those details. He had no idea that this was going on. So we're going to go into a little more detail about their relationship and his reaction to those charges. But for right now, we're live in Detroit. Wolf Jones, Local 4.
Really just a horrific case. All right.
There's just no way to justify any of this. Stapling this boy, punching him, probably kicking him, stomping on him, ripped up his insides, shot him with a BB gun, starved him. It would be wrong if you did that to the devil himself. You don't do that to anybody. And for that and causing this boy's death, matter of fact, even if the boy would have survived this, I still think that they both deserved a life sentence. Y'all let me know what you think about this. Such a heartbreaking story. And more than anything, as hard and as difficult as it is to listen, I think that what that boy had to live through was way more difficult to live and die through what he went through compared to all we got to do is listen to it, share it, understand it, and prevent it. See something, say something. Don't forget that I said that if that grandmother, unless something is mentally wrong with her, she's not mentally competent, I think that she should probably be facing jail time too for not doing anything at all. She's not an innocent bystander. She's a grown individual. Thank you guys so much for listening to this story. Giovanni Chulo, Prince, R.I.P. We hope to get a life sentence for both of them. Let's see that through. If you're in that town, if you're in that area, hope and pray for justice. If you get a chance to organize a march, make sure you let your elected officials know this is the time to vote. Vote the right people into office, man. Get to know your candidates. Know what their policies are. Know what they stand on. The people that you vote for are the ones, the judges, the prosecutors are the ones that are going to actually get justice. That's why voting counts. Please make sure you guys vote. Thank you.